Grace and peace. This is Bishop Wilson. I want to welcome everybody. And we're sitting down today with someone who has been making people laugh for a very long time, making them laugh, but not only laugh, but making them think at the same time. And sometimes they have to answer some uncomfortable questions as they think about what she just made them laugh about. My guest today is none other than comedian TFancy.
Hello,
Thank you so
everyone.
much
How
for
you
being with
guys?
us.
Yes.
So we're here today, and I know that you love people to see people happy, to see them laugh, but I also understand the joke is rarely about the joke.
Right.
That behind the laugh, there's an observation. Behind the observation, there's a story. And behind every story, there's a person.
Yeah.
So today we're here because we want to sit with the person beyond the stage, beyond the mic, beyond the platform, beyond the laughs. And we want to talk about relationship, culture, healing, and success, and the things that we laugh about that may not be funny at all, but sometimes it's how we make it through.
Yeah.
So T Fancy, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. So tell us, and this is our second take on this. How did you get to the big city of Statesville, North Carolina?
My mom and my stepdad. And when I tell you, everything happens in my life sporadic.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother passed away when I was 15. We lived with her. And a year later, my mom got involved, like I said, with her stepdad. And they had talked about moving to North Carolina. I didn't really think it was serious because I literally thought we were going to be the last family to ever leave West Virginia.
To ever leave.
I didn't think I was never getting I never got to go nowhere. 15 years visiting. I went to Maryland maybe twice to see my aunt. So anyway, woke up one morning, me and my best friend still laugh about this, and there was a U-Haul out front.
Oh.
And yeah, I was like, oh, this ain't a drill. This is happening. I need to go back.
This is it.
Yep, they were up. My stepdad had, other intentions. He was trying to get to Charlotte. I thought we was going to Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
We landed in Statesville, North Carolina.
Statesville.
And I'm like, this is just a blacker version of it.
A blacker version.
Yeah, I was like, this ain't much bigger or no different where I moved from, which kind of made that transition easy. So that's how I landed here in North Carolina. I've been here for actually May the 26th, a few days before my birthday, was my 30th anniversary.
30th anniversary.
North Carolina.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So did you get the name T-Fancy here or get it?
Definitely got it here.
Okay. How did you get this name T-Fancy?
Back in 2013, me and my brother and one of my friends, one of my homegirls, went to a little redneck bar in Statesville called Fancy's. And I went in and they was having karaoke, and I think I got up and did Aerosmith. And they were shocked. I don't know if the people see the West Virginia in me, because I've never had issues mixing with culture.
Right.
So they embraced me, they loved me, and the fact that I knew the whole song, I guess looking at me, they thought maybe, because did I have my dress at the time? Nope, I didn't have no dress, so brush cut. So I guess they thought I was about to rap Snoop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did this whole song. They loved it and everything. And the guy gave me the name T-Fancy as my introductory name, but I was like, I'm not that. No, T-Nasty. T-Nasty. And I'm like, nah, that don't fit me. So my brother, we had a story about fancy fingers if I learned how to play the guitar. And he was like, shoot, just go up there. It's fancy. Just go up there, T-Fancy. And so that was like, I used it that night, and it just stayed. And now I think more people reference me. I'll be in a grocery store, I hear, hey, Fancy. More than I hear Tamara now.
Wow, that is awesome. So she is a drummer. She's a cook. She's a great godmother that's went up and beyond. And we'll talk about that also. Let's jump into these questions right here.
All right.
Black people know how to laugh through pain.
Yes.
Looking back over your life, what were you laughing about that may have actually been something that you were hurting, and you made reference to that? What is some of the times that you've had to laugh through the pain?
Just like I said, it's not necessarily my pain. Like I come from a religious background. They're just as comical. And my grandmother was hilarious. My mother was hilarious. But my grandmother, that's the start. That's who I spent most of my time with. And I've seen her endure a lot of pain, a lot of hurt. She lost my grandfather when I was 7 months old, her husband. She lost a son too within that time. It's just, I seen her take a lot of losses, but she still kept her head above ground, and she still was able to make people laugh, kept a smile on her face. And I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing, Grandma. I see what you got here. So I really, like I said, at a young age, because when you're young, you have hurt and stuff, but you don't really face it. Mom was more or less, like I said, we had family issues. I grew up in love, not survival mode, but I grew up around a bunch of women. So there was a lot of bickering, fighting. I mean, some physical fights. My mama, she was the baby girl, so she would take her sisters through there and stuff. But I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like seeing that type of stuff. So that kind of is what brought the laughter on. I'm like, okay, look, we got a lot of emotions and hormones and stuff going in this house. We need to balance this house with some comedy. So I just took from them and I just started, okay, no, we're going to laugh. We're going to be funny.
That's good.
And that's what I did.
So you say that, so would you say that has really shaped your comedy?
Yeah, because like I said, honestly, I was such a happy-go-lucky child. I know I had some situations and stuff that was hurtful, but like I said, I basically just learned to laugh through it all. So I never really focused. It's crazy. I never focused much on hurt when I was a child.
Gotcha. But seeing your family, growing up in a house full of women, what are some of the things that you believe that Black women carry every day that most people never see?
The weight of the world. Because I grew up with a bunch, like I said, nothing but women.
Yeah.
They, at the end of the day, and nothing to take away from men, because I've growing up without a father and seeing, 2-parent households and knowing things I went through, you do need that male and feminine energy. Yeah. But men can leave when they want to. Women got to still take care of the family. Yeah. They got the kids in the house. They got to cook. They got to make sure them clothes is washed. Yeah. A mother's hat never takes off. And a Black woman, she already facing the fact that she's a Black woman in this time and era. I was blessed enough to grow up in the 80s and the 90s. So especially in the 90s, that was a time where Black women really got attention. They were really in the limelight and stuff. So, I got to see a lot of the negative and the positive. So they just have a lot of things to keep up with the society image, not to get, talked about as being the normal ghetto hood mother living on welfare and stuff. Single mothers out there that's trying to actually make a way for their child. They go through the most and everything. Yeah. So they just wear many hats.
Many hats, definitely. You love making people laugh. Who do you become when nobody needs anything from you?
I'm still TFancy. Tamara. But yeah, TFancy because, like I said, it's a little alter ego, but I realized I never put myself first. I'm always putting others before me. So that's what I use to help others get through it.
Right.
So when I'm going through, that's what I need. So I would be sitting on my bed and I would have the worst day, but I would just think of something and it'd be so hilarious. And I'm the type, nothing never dwells with me long. It'd be her. I could be 10,000 at that moment, but as soon as that moment is gone, and I can bounce back quickly.
Right.
So I'm basically the same. I'm me all around because it took me so long to find who I truly was.
Right.
And like I said, that healing I use for others, I use that to help heal myself.
Good. That's good. Now, the question was, who are you? And you answered the question when nobody needs you. But I've seen, and I shared this earlier, seems like somebody always. Your phone is constantly ringing. Can you keep the baby? Can you come and do this? How has that played into being a source of stress, but also a source for your skits?
Both, because, everything has a story. And that's basically what my comedy is based about. People be like, do you write? No, I really don't. I call myself the Lil Wayne, and that was kind of my little nickname when I came out with the dreads. But I call myself the Lil Wayne of comedy because I don't write.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I do is from a storytelling. It comes from basically a skit. It's just basically, like I said, situations
Something that really
in my life that really happened, and I had to find the humor in it. And the humor was sometimes already there in it. And I think that's in every situation. Humor is always in something.
Right.
You just got to find it, and so that helped. But it also, like I said, dealing with so many deaths and back to back to back, it was just like, okay, I'm trying to be strong for this one. I'm trying to be strong for that one. Like I said, my best friend killed herself in 8th grade. That was my first time ever experiencing a close death to where it really was like an emotional overwhelm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of how I escape.
Yeah.
So escaping from my feelings and emotions, because I'm the type growing up, I never wanted to feel nothing other than happiness.
Right.
So if anything came, I didn't know how to handle it.
Right.
So I just block it out and okay, I'm gonna focus on these.
Right.
So after so many, like I said, my grandmother, it was my family. I got my mama and her sisters and siblings. I got to make sure everybody's at the house. That we live with my grandmother, so everybody's at the family house. I got to make sure everybody's good.
Right.
And I'm like 15 years old.
Right.
But, and it just kept on going to where okay, now all of this is building up, and now it's like okay, I'm finally at the point to where I just need one person just to be there for me, just to. And I don't even, and sometimes, because I do have friends and anybody I can talk to, but sometimes you just want a unfamiliar ear.
Yeah.
Somebody that has no judgment, nothing, that you could just pour. Because some situations you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, because
you just want to have that one person. I just, oh my gosh, I'm always here for everybody. I just need that one that I can just maybe take 10 minutes to reset and regroup and just let loose.
Yeah, exactly. And as a culture, we celebrate strength.
Yes.
We celebrate strong women. Do you feel that because you're strong, because you take care of everybody, have you ever felt like you've been trapped in that label at times?
A lot of times. Yes, and that's why I say with the death thing, I think it gets to the point because people don't see me break down too much. I think some people might even assume that I don't grieve.
Right.
And it's not that I don't, it's that I've had to mask it, and I've learned how to mask it so much, whether it's for me or for other people, because, if you see other people going through stuff, because especially here in North Carolina, my connections with the families I have here are not biological, but they're still my family.
Yeah.
But the impact of the stuff, I see it as like, dang, if I'm hurting and feeling like this and I'm not even blood connected, I can only imagine what they actual biological. So I need to be there, be their strength and stuff. And then it just goes on to where people don't see the moments, like I said, where you do break down and stuff, so they just automatically assume, well, she got it, she good,
she's strong.
I ain't worried about her, she's strong.
Right.
And I am, but you got to have balance. There's weakness within strength. There's strength within weakness. And
that's good.
You're not strong all the time.
Yeah, I
needed his spinach.
I was working on a video for you yesterday, and in working on the video it was a clip for you and Darius. The Lord showed me, said, okay, we'll put a clip of them singing, and then I'm going through all of these clips, and then I get to the clip of the news. Report,
and it broke. Yeah,
I had to come home and go to bed.
Yeah, and see that's moment, because like them are secret times. Things people don't know how I handled the situations. Like that situation impacted me so much, and it was so.
And we're talking about the death of my stepson.
Yes, Demetrius, and that. They don't know. I didn't watch the news story. It took years for me to watch it. I didn't want to even.
I cried at my desk all over again.
And so it's like and that's my downfall is because I don't address things when I should because I didn't at that time. So it's like now that I have to fight through. That's why I say even with laughing, I still have to fight through talking about it sometimes because I'm like that.
Yeah.
Now it's just starting to show up and stuff. So yeah.
God, it's something. It is definitely something. Which leads me right into the next question. What's the funniest thing that Black people do that is actually a trauma response?
Pick at people.
Picket people.
And I say that because, like, trauma is, sometimes we don't face our trauma. It's borderline with accountability, and a lot of our trauma we do bring on ourselves. We don't want to face that. So we'll take somebody else's pain instead of our own pain and pick fun and make after of it and stuff. And that's not because, it don't have nothing to do with them. Like I said, it's us. It's us not wanting to face our own healing, our own issues. Yeah. And it's easier to pick, like I said, people always, I had this one person, I'm telling you, at my height, whatever, I could be around someone I'm interested in and they're going to automatically, you so short, it could be somebody talking, your height didn't make a short joke. I've been short all my life. Like, ain't nothing gonna change. But, I had to come to a point to realize that's just them. That's because they have stuff within themselves that they don't want to face, and they're not it's easier to pick. So that's really one of the things. And it's not, sometimes it is funny because as Black people, we like laughing at it. And I hate that with us, but that's why Facebook is so popular the way it is now. It really is. People put their business out there and they fighting and all this stuff, and we love it. We love eating it up. So that's one thing I think we do that we assume that's funny, is that we're just pointing and picking at someone else's trauma to mask ours.
And you shared with me earlier that you intentionally stay away from that in your skits.
I do, because for one, you never know what a person's going through. And like I said, I'm not nothing against him, D.O. Hughley. I love him being on the radio show. I listen to him. He's a great activist, but the comedy I never got into, and there's nothing against him, and I'm not dissing him, but his style was just, he's constantly ragging. I don't do that. Right. Because I know what that's like. Like I said,
to be on the other side.
Be on the other side, and I know that feeling. And even though it is comedy, we sometimes tend to take it too far.
Yeah, we go too far.
The person might be sitting there, and as a person on the outside looking into a comedy show, because I do comedy, I look at the faces of the audience. Yeah. I look at their reactions. I look at how
am I going to be next?
Yeah, like they might be sitting there laughing, but it's like,
I hope I don't really see me.
And that I just don't do that with my comedy. And not to knock anybody that don't, because you should engage with the audience, but sometimes we don't know what,
Yeah, it could be dangerous.
It could be dangerous. And that's what I say. I'm little. I ain't got no security. Somebody waiting out there for me after the show. I ain't got that to do.
That's right.
Maybe if I get big, and I got the people around me that's going to protect me. But I'm so low.
Female Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Come on, that's what I'm talking about. So growing up, what messages did you receive about love, relationship, men, women, that you later had to unlearn?
No matter how much you love a person, no matter what the title is, no matter who they are to you, you don't have to keep them in your life.
Talk to us.
Sometimes you need to let people go in order just to have your peace, and there's no love, no loss. It's not everybody's purpose, or not everybody's meant to be on your path with you for the long run. Some people, like I said earlier, seasons we have 4. They've never changed, but they change. Spring is still spring, but spring is not spring during summer. Well, in North Carolina. But the way it used to be, spring comes for about 3 months and then it's gone.
And you knew it was different.
It's time to move on. Okay, let me go ahead and start getting out my summertime clothes. See where I get hot. Then here comes fall, then here comes winter. And even though they're gone, I know, hey, you know what? They're going to be right back. So I'm just going to take the stuff that I need for them at that moment, and I'm putting it back until I need it again. And that's what I learned in life. Like, not everybody, you don't need everybody all the time with you. You don't need, and no matter, and sometimes you don't need them at all. They serve their purpose, and you got to just bow out gracefully.
I call them scaffolding. When they build in a building, they put when the building is built, they take it down. You don't need it no more.
Exactly. So that's just how you got to look at, like I said, that's a main thing I learned, because I do have detachment issues. Oh God. I've got detachment issues.
Yeah.
But now that I'm learning, like I say, not everybody's meant. You can't hold on to everything. And every person is like a rope. You're holding on to it, and the whole time
it's burning you.
You got rubbed, but you still holding that rope. So I just learned that sometimes you just have to let people go. You don't have to let the love go. You just got to let them go.
Exactly. So in saying that, I'm sure you've heard stories of famous people that as they go up, there's a little quote that says, "Rising tide raises all ships."
Wow.
How will you handle when success starts coming? The people ready to jump on board now. They ain't supporting you.
And that's why I thank God for my journey, because I know God has something great for me.
Right.
I know why I haven't got it. Before I never understood it, because like I said, I had to really get in tune with myself and stuff. And I bless everybody. God ain't gonna give me nothing, and I'm I give it all away. And that's me. I'm too open-hearted. But at the same time, I'm learning now a lot of the losses I've taken is because of that open-heartedness. Everything that's meant for me is not meant for everybody else.
That's right.
So, and for growing too, I've never been a materialistic person.
Right.
You're not going to be able to, 15, 20 people ain't going to be able to come sleep in my house, because I'm not going to have 15, 20 rooms.
We're not taking
I'm going to have me a 1 to 2, 3 bedroom, and the other bedrooms is going to be occupied by my god kids and the guests.
Right.
That's it. You can't fit in.
Right.
You don't
want no entourage.
No. I'll probably have a few people. Like I said, my sister, I have no choice but to have her. She ain't gonna let me. But no, I don't need all them people coming and be like, because where were you at when and I've been through so much, even down. Because my sister always picked everybody. Everybody know. A lot of people know me. Yeah. I don't associate. My circle has been my circle literally since I've been in North Carolina. Right. Because I see how the people jump, and it's not even for me. I see how other people do other people. Yeah. I'm like, dang, no, they weren't even thinking about that person until they just got this. So that, and like I said, the fact that I'm not a materialistic person, because you're not going to be able to buy me ever. Right. You'll never be able to buy me. That's good. That is good. Do you want to ever get that level of fame where you just can't walk through Stage 4 or walk to Walmart without? You know what? And it's not me. And it's because, okay, y'all know my personality. I've literally probably worked at every single restaurant. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows me. So, no, I don't want, you know how you said Sunday, you want to go where sometimes everybody knows. I want to go where nobody knows my name. Nobody. That's what I love. And it's just for your own peace sometimes. It is. I'm the type, and I feel so bad. Like, I know this on my birthday thing. Everybody said happy birthday. I'm at work, but I'm trying to respond back to every single one. And my mom had told me one time, you'll be the type that got to stand there and sign every autograph. You're going to miss your ride. The plane is gone. And I'm still signing, but that's me, because I don't want nobody to feel like, I am feeling like I'm better than them, or I'm not going to, because, you become a fan. A famous person is nobody that was once a fan. Yeah. So, but I don't. I would love to go someplace and nobody even. I'm like my daddy, Michael. Though. Michael, it was very. Watching his story is just so, miraculous to me, because he didn't really care for all that. Right. He just wanted to live, and that's me. I would love to just go and be able to chill and not worry about, because it's not to be funny. Sometimes you just need it for your own peace. Exactly. You're trying to eat a sandwich. And then somebody come on, can you get pop it, it's all in your face. You got mayonnaise and stuff on your mouth. No, I don't know. So I would like, and it's nothing to nobody. It's just for my own people. Right. Exactly. Oh, man, that's good. That is good. Has comedy ever cost you relationship, friendships, or opportunities because people couldn't separate the jokes from the person? Yes. Not too much. I just know one person, and I can't say it really caused a conflict between us, but I kind of distanced myself from her, because my auntie had hit me up one day, and like I said, I haven't had a real closeness, biological connection with my biological family since I've been in North Carolina. So, I love when they see stuff and they'll come and reach out. So she hit me up and she was complimenting me and giving me all these accolades, and then there's the but. But you just had too much cussing in there. You need to not do all that cuss. I would have liked it if. I would have liked it if. I thought it was funny, but like, if that was your opinion, you could have just kept that to yourself. Yeah, you didn't even have to let me know you watched it. The same saints that done watched all these movies. Yes, like I grew up with y'all. And P Valley. Literally, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Red Fox, Richard Pryor, like these.
Esther.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. Like these are movies I watched. So, but now that I'm doing it and I'm not in the big limelight or whatever, but yet it's an issue or problem. No, so that right there, that kind of made me just want to distance myself from that because I am who I am. And, you know, like you said, Della Reese. Reverend. But it was acting.
She said, I'm acting.
Right. So
those of you that do not know, she was a reverend with a church while she was making Harlem Nights.
Y'all know her. She was in charge of the girls. Y'all remember her.
Who's in charge of the girls?
Right. So, you know, that was the only connection. I think for the most part, though, a lot of my friends have been supportive. Like I said, my family is not my biological family here in North Carolina, but blood could make us any closer.
Right.
And they've the ones that really pushed me. Bishop Burton.
Yes.
Before he passed away, my sister Tony, they literally would get upset with me because they saw the potential in me that I didn't see.
Yeah. And they didn't judge you for where you were going.
Exactly. And that's why I say I think it's like an opposite effect with me in this comedy thing because that kind of brought connections because the people get so disappointed and it gets so upset because like, gosh, you could be like here, but you're still, so, you know, that causes people to kind of get upset and everything. But for the most part, I've always had the support because people see more in me than I see in myself.
Yeah. So how are you dealing with that? How are you overcoming your own self-doubts?
Healing. And it's like I say, it's from relationships. I've been like, when I'm in a relationship, I lose focus. I get so engulfed into the relationship that I don't think about this comedy stuff. I be in my relationship. I won't write one joke. No, I don't. And that was my insecurities. Not lying. Because that is so crazy. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't mention it the first time, but I just thought it really was my insecurities because I can't go on the road and try to do a show if I'm too worried about who she talking to or who they laid up. Like, that was me. Like it was even messed up on some jobs. I wouldn't even go to work or call out of work because I just knew the person I was with was creeping and I got to catch them in the moment. So, or they might not even been creeping. I just felt, like I said, it was my insecurity.
Right.
So that, like I say, just went on into this, you know, I had to see my potential. I had to see my worth and make it work and be like, okay, like you got this, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You know. So what, for that person that may be watching, what is your process? You can't copy her process.
No, not at all.
But what is your process for healing, for getting past, because, hey, some of y'all can lie, but you've been there too, been at work and you call home. What you doing? Where you at?
Of course. Y'all come on, be honest. But, you know, it took the fact, like I said, I was with my best friend and she told me it was 2022. We was in my apartment. It was in January. And she was like, I was crying. And she said, I want this to make this your last cry. And the thing she just said to me is stuck with me. And so I realized I had to heal. I had to isolate myself. It wasn't shutting down.
Right.
I just needed to step away and gather me. Because it took me up until 2022. I was in my early 40s. And
excuse me, I'll cut this out. That's Tammy's.
Yeah, because
I'm that's yours.
Oh, that's mine. I don't even know that number. Okay. Apologize.
We back.
All right. But what was
took you to late 90s?
Yeah. And I was in my early 40s and I realized I had self-identity crisis. I was losing myself in these relationships. I never knew who I was.
Right.
I never, you know, got to know me. And for the longest time, I lived, like I said, I had identity crisis.
Right.
So I had to really get back to know me. I had to fall in love with myself because I realized I'm trying to be in these relationships. I don't even love myself.
How did that hurt your relationships?
Insecurity. Like I said,
I think it pushes people. Somebody needs to hear that.
It definitely pushes people away. I'm going to tell you this, as a matter of fact, I had a relationship. She wasn't cheating. Wasn't perfect. We got along. Everything was good. But their job that they had caused them to have to be, you know, restaurant work. You got to be a little flirtatious and stuff. But because, you know, we working at the same place, I'm cooking and, you know, she's serving and, you know, I see, you know, people come up to her, you know, and I'm just 38 minutes. Yeah, it's like I'm hot. Like, what you going to do? And this is my job. That's what I got to do. You know, I got to make the money. You know, I make $2.13 an hour. I got to get tips.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, oh yeah, you super insecure. And that messed all that up. Because who wants to be with a person? Okay, look, I ain't doing nothing. Yeah. I am not doing nothing. Yeah, and you keep on harassing me and bothering me, like you're making me uncomfortable. It's embarrassing. Yeah. People sees it like, yeah, you just go ahead and you get yourself together because I ain't got the time. I ain't got that to do. I ain't did nothing to even give you this reason to think that. Right. So I realized, yeah, it's me, you know. And even with holding on to people that you don't need to hold on to. That a lot, I realized a lot of my hurt comes from mommy issues. I was looking for validation, for love. And not that my mother didn't love me. Right. But she was just so focused. She had me at a young age. You know, I can't fault her. You know, she was young. So she had, and then she had my grandmother. We lived with my grandmother. So it's like, okay, grandma got her, you know, I can go focus on church. Right. I can go do this, that. Sometimes it's not intentional. And I never understood that as a child. So I'm trying to chase for her attention, chase for her love, chase for her validation. You know, I always felt like she put men before me. Right. I realize I get in relationships now with, you know, women that date men, and I'm trying to fight and prove, you know, and that's really what they like. Like they don't even want to be over here. Right. Like, I'm trying it's just something, but I'm trying to, and I know that. Right. I'm trying to, you know, we cause and bring hurt upon ourselves. Yeah. So that's why I really had to face that I was very insecure.
So then you do your comedy like and you felt.
Exactly.
I put it on the back burner.
Yeah, I put it on the back burner. I ain't even gonna fool with that. I don't care about that. All I care about is this. And God was like, okay, look, you have this gift I gave you for a reason. You're meant to reach out to people. Right. You're meant to be. So, okay, bet. I got you. I will make this heartbreak be, because I realized it wasn't just that heartbreak. It was previous ones that I never healed from. I'm going to get all that to you, show you, boom. You need to find your love. You need to find you. You need to find how to love you.
How to love you.
So don't even worry about it. I ain't even going to send nobody away no more. I don't care how good I make you look. You ain't getting nobody right now. I'm going to teach you how to be alone. Wow. Being alone ain't lonely. And I had to learn.
That's
I always
good.
Felt like that. Not even in relationship, I would never, growing up, bitch, the entourage, I was broke with an entourage. I just had to have people around me. Like I remember my best friend Kia one time was like, dang, you can't come to my house without I had either a whole bunch of chaps with me. I just was always surrounded by people. Right. God had to isolate me and learn, like, you're around all these people, but you're losing yourself. You don't even know who you are. Wow. So I had to get in that house and with that apartment. I had a one bedroom at that. One bedroom.
With an entourage.
I had a one bedroom studio apartment. And he said, get in here, shut yourself in here. And nobody was coming to see me. And nobody was coming to visit me. And it wasn't that they couldn't. Everybody was just separated now. Yeah. So I had to be alone. Yeah. And I had to sit through that. I didn't even have Pierre. Wow. It's like, okay. So I did that. Took a time, and I'm not all the way, you know, it's times I got to catch myself, but 95% of that insecurity is gone now. Right. I've learned to put me first. Yeah. Not all the way still, because that's still that empath or whatever. But, you know, that healing is what I needed, you know, it made me realize, like, hey, look, you even got to get over you. You're funny. Right. You make people laugh all the time, even when you don't want to make them laugh. Right. This is a gift, just like your drumming is a gift. Because some people have to be taught this comedy. Yeah, thing. They do. It don't come naturally to people. And like I said, I don't write my comedy down. It's nothing scripted, because it's all stories that I've just found ways to, and to me, not to brag or boast, but that's a little bit more talent.
It's authentic.
It's authentic. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's like the piano player who plays by ear.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't read music.
Exactly. And that was me. You know, I started off playing drums at 5 years old.
Wow.
Never was learned. I just listened to what the high school band was playing. You know, the gift was already in me. Yeah. And I just wait till the moment. And I heard what they was playing. I went and grabbed me a box and some sticks. And literally, well, I might not have been 5, but between 5 and 7, I'm playing with the high school band is marching down the road playing. Yes. And like I said, so that along with the comedy, those are two gifts that help me help other people, because when things is going hectic in my life, I didn't have a drum set, I go be on one of my grandma's chairs, but it helped me release and get away. My dancing, all that, it helped me escape. Comedy, it helps me escape. I love to laugh. I love to see people laugh.
That is awesome. So I know somebody heard that word Pierre. Who is Pierre to you?
He's my everything. No, but I do tell people, and like I said, I do have other god kids. I wasn't the best godmom, but me and his story is a little different.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not that so much I was there for him. Pierre saved my life.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know. I was going through. I was, like I said, and then, Demetrius wasn't my son, but I know I ain't never gonna have kids. I'm never, but him and his brother, were the first really hands-on, that I had. So when he left, it was just like, oh my gosh, but he had made me Pierre's god mom. We didn't know at the time.
Right.
I do remember though, it's so crazy, y'all. Everything happens for a reason. I was on the phone with him. He called me about 7:30 that New Year's Eve. Yeah, he had called me, and because he was like, like I said, the twins were like my kids, but they were like my little brothers too. Yeah. I was the fun. I wasn't no adult. I'm like a fun auntie. They just want to hang out with me. So he called, drunk auntie. So he called me. He was like, "Hey, Mom, what you doing?" And I'm like, "What you mean what I'm doing?" It kind of pissed me off because I'm like, "What do you mean what am I doing? I got your son. Like, I'm not doing it. I got your son." But those words, "I got your son." That was our last conversation we ever had. And then we got the news. And of course, like I said, his mom, she was going through, he'd been a part of her life for the last 4 years of her life, and then boom, it's gone. I got this fresh new baby. He was only 8 months old. Yeah. It's over. When I went through that. Like I wasn't 8, but I lost my father when I was 3 years old. He was killed. And
never put that together.
Yeah, he was killed at this club. He was shot in the back when I was 3 years old. And like I said, that was my grandmother was all I had. Not like that. I had my aunts and everything, but I lived with her. Like I said, my mama had her life and stuff. So then here comes this little boy. Now I got this situation, but I'm still on party mode. I ain't want kids. Right. It ain't got nothing to do with my lifestyle. I'm partially selfish. I say that now. I love kids. I don't want y'all kids. Trust me. I love returnable kids. Yes, please understand this. So, I was still partying. Like I said, my 30th birthday, they found me on the floor of my job in the bathroom, face down, passed out, because I done ate so many weed brownies and party my life away, literally almost. And then that happened that January. Then that March 30th, they had a birthday party for him and his brother, in honor of them. And when I tell you, I just went indulged, like I said, I was the party animal. Yeah. Used to be a time people wouldn't even go out. If they knew I wasn't going out, they weren't going. Wasn't no fun. Or they had to push me. Yeah. But so that night I partied so much till I had made myself so sick. And Pierre was at the house at the time, but thank God his auntie cousin Kiera was there to kind of help and aid because I literally couldn't do nothing but get up, go to the bathroom. No, wow. Like I threw up so much I hadn't eaten nothing. I was green. Wow. And he looked at me, and that look he gave me, he couldn't talk because he was just a baby, but he looked at me as if to say, I was reaching for, who are you? I don't even know you right now. Like, get away from me. And that right there, I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I got to get it together for this baby. Wow. I got to get my life. And I went through what I went through. I was sick. And that's actually the last time I really drank. And he, like I said, he changed my life. I had to settle down. I had to become mature. I had to realize not only was it for him, it was for me. I had to realize I needed to heal because I'm partying and doing all this for a reason. I'm hurt, Right. Like I said, people don't see. They see the party side, but like I said, they don't see the pain and the hurt behind the smile. Right. They don't see the times where I'm smiling and I'm literally crying at the same time. I'm telling you a joke. Like, wow. And he had to, like I said, having him, I got to focus now. I got this baby. And how long did you have it? Off and on for about 3 years, he would go stay with his moms on the weekends and stuff, but I wanted him back. I had to go get everybody plus. Why? Because I want him. That's my company. That was who I had. And it was, like I said, it was just for the both of us. I still don't understand but it's something behind it because I tell people, we are literally 40 years and 20 days apart. He's half of me.
Right.
You know, nothing to take away from his mother,
right?
Because she does a great job and she does some, but there's that disconnection there for whatever reason. It's not so much for him. It was to allow me to see a lot within me. I needed to heal.
Saved your life.
It literally did.
Wow.
And he cutthroat. I'm telling you. I think it's because he's a Taurus. I'm a Gemini, so we bumped them heads. We stay into it. But at the end of the day, he still keeps me grounded and focused. Keeps you grounded. Because at the end of the day, I know that, you know, he doesn't have a father. And that's the purpose of a godmother. People think, you know, you a godmama. No, we ain't obligated to nothing. But when the loss of a parent comes into play, that is for when we just are to step in and, you know, kind of really hold that spot and really be there. And that's my dog.
Wow, that is awesome. And you've done a great job.
I appreciate that.
And I think he is. I can't imagine where he would be.
Yeah.
Now he's something. But I can't imagine where he would be without you.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen, last question.
Okay.
If you could sit down with your 20-year-old self for 10 minutes, what truth would you tell yourself that you believe would change everything?
You're destined for greatness. You got this.
You got this.
First of all, I would honestly, my 20-year-old self, I would sit down because I was really, that was the year before I went to prison. And
we'll have to come back for that one.
Yes.
Part 2.
Yeah. But I would sit down and just look me in the eyes and say, I love you. Because it took me almost 40 some years to realize I didn't love you. I thought I loved me as a child, maybe. Yeah. I was the most happiest go luckiest person in the world. My mom's guy friend told her, he was like, your daughter walks around here with just like no care in the world. Like she's just got not arrogance, but just this, like I'm just different. But I somewhere lost that along the way. Like I said, the whole moving from West Virginia, leaving everybody behind, coming and starting.
So that was during your senior year?
That was just right at the break of my senior year. You know, I had scholarships offered to me, you know, and then I had to come to a new town and make a name and statement for myself. So I was lost, and I would just really tell myself, I love you. And I matter. You matter to me. You're the most important person in your life.
Yeah.
That would have changed everything.
That's good.
Loving myself wouldn't have put my investment into so many other people. I would have learned and known to put me first.
And that's not selfish. That is not selfish to love yourself and to not give all of yourself to somebody else.
I always thought and I hate, because I hate a selfish person. I was like that growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I felt like. And it took me a long time to realize, no, self-care is not selfish.
No.
Look at what you go. Like I said, on the way over here, I got mad almost because these black circles up under my eyes. And girl, you ain't getting sleep. You ain't been getting sleep. But it's because, like I said, I pour so much into me in other places, you know. So I would really tell my 20-year-old self just those simple 3 words, I love you.
That's
changed
good.
Everything.
That's good. So you got a big show coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Tell us about this show. We need locations and time.
Yes. Okay. It is going to be, hold on, y'all, because
pull it up.
Know how I am.
Yeah, let's
It is Friday. It is going to be this Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, y'all. Juneteenth. That just means a lot to me to be able to even get on the stage.
Yeah.
Do it on such a momentum that, like,
that's our day.
That's yes. And oh my gosh. Okay. So it's this Friday. It's going to be at the Marriott on Providence Road. Doors will be opening. Let me look at this.
If you're in the Charlotte area,
yes.
If you're in the surrounding Charlotte area, drive on in.
Please do, because this is something you don't want to miss. I'm trying to get the address for you all. I do apologize.
It's Marriott on Tryon?
Yes.
Let's see.
And I'm bad with stuff like that, y'all. Y'all forgive me.
Marriott on Tryon, Charlotte, North Carolina.
I got it, y'all. Just give me a second.
In the middle of an interview.
And y'all know.
Oh, that's Marriott City Center.
I told y'all I'll be professional, but most of the stuff I do is just
Courtyard.
Okay, Courtyard by Marriott, Charlotte, Waverly. 6319 Providence Farm Lane, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Be there.
So there y'all have the address. And it's going to be a solid auction and cocktails, 6:30. Tickets are on sale now. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. I will put the link up on my socials. Showtime is at 7:30. Doors open at 7 o'clock. And like I tell y'all, we got a great lineup. We got Funny Man DeAndre McGee opening up for y'all. I don't know y'all seen him flying around on rooftops and Mr. Bubble Man and waking people up in the morning. You have me, myself, I'm second. We have comedian Jason Henson. We have comedian Desiree Son, Nicole Curbs. And then we are opening up for Junebug Cletus. He's done plays. He sang back up for Angie Stone. I don't know if you've seen him all over, but yes, this is something big for us. So June 19th, 7:30 showtime. Doors open at 7 at the Marriott by the Courtyard, Charlotte, Providence Road. Support.
Your social media. How can they find you on social?
I am TFancy Perry on Facebook, TFancy the Comedian on TikTok. I do have a new YouTube channel now, and it's called A Common Life with TFancy. I do interviews. I just go out in the streets talking to people. TFancy the Comedian on Instagram as well. So then on all my socials, y'all can find me there. And I do have something exciting. The purpose of this right here is because, like I said, there's a lot behind this smile. There's a lot of pain. More pain, y'all, believe it or not, more pain. And that's in my adult years, but there's more pain than joy, but I've found the way to curb that. So the name of this interview is From Pain to Laughter, the story behind the smile, because it's going to be the introductory to the book I am working on and going to be coming out with here soon. In the next couple of months, I'm going to be released. I've already
quicker than that. We're going to get it out.
Yes, because it's already together. I just got to finish putting the finishing touches on that. So that's the main purpose of this interview, to kind of bring out and introduce my book, because it really goes deep in that book. Y'all know me. You want me to be in this. So if y'all really want to know about TFancy, because I'm like a Rubik's Cube. All the colors are on it, but it's everywhere.
Very complex.
If you study it, you can put it together. You just got to get the right person, the right hands on it to shape it and put everything where it needs to be.
This is going to be good.
So,
listen, take this interview, share it with someone, make somebody understand that there's more than behind the laugh. If you're having an event in no matter where, look, fly her in. Fly her in.
I don't mind being flued out.
I promise you. You won't mind, don't mind at all.
I don't mind being flued out.
So definitely hit her on her social media, get in time with it. Follow her, give her some great likes. This has been a great interview. Yes. I hope that you'll tune in, because I believe there's going to be a part 2. Yes. Thank you so much. God bless.
Peace, y'all. Bless y'all.
That was